Hey everybody, this is Artie Astor from B Sharp and C. So I have another episode today. This is about the song The Wicked by Blue Saraceno. And I've been super on this dark country kick. I've been loving it. Really, really, really enjoying it. I love talking about this kind of music. It's my favorite genre of music. And I don't have to pretend I'm doing anything for anybody. I'm not listening to any user requests. This is just me out of what's happening in my own heart and mind saying, y'all got to be sharp and see. So, this is the song The Wicked by, again, Blues Saraceno. And I'm just going to go ahead and play this. And as it goes along, I'm going to explain why I find this song to be just so amazing on so many levels. Oops. Hold on a second. Hold on there. Okay. First of all, it's very well engineered. You hear that organ? It's just sounds. But just listen to that beginning. There's not much going on. It's just a arpeggiating of a guitar chord and a little bit of a very breathy type of organ, but it's very panned in the right ear. Everything's very well equalized and separate, so you can really take in every instrument, which I think is kind of a mark of dark country, where there's emphasis on things that usually we take for granted in music. Oh, an organ and a guitar, and a riff on the guitar. There's you're forced more to pay attention to it than you would if you were listening to just a regular rock song. And that I say that with complete and total confidence. Listen to that. I think that first chord is the piano. That's the piano. And then you have the arpeggiating, and then the organ comes in. That's the piano. Boom. Piano again, some more sounds.
Save yourself.
The voice is very up front.
On his way. So you pray. So you pray. But you can't hide. You can't hide when evil calls your name.
And listen to that. And then when percussion comes in, it's always different. A little bit more guitar, everything panned. All that noise. Ready?
Salvation when the heavens meet the grave.
A little bit of a hi-hat now in the left ear.
So you wait.
And some other percussion that's not your average kit percussion.
You can't hide. You can't hide when evil calls your name.
Very simple construct. Very simple construct. Listen to all the percussive sounds, the organ. Now,
The bells for thee shall toll. The fall
tremolo on the guitar.
heaven's gate. The rise of the unjust.
And then, of course, we have a
As the wicked,
slide guitar solo coming up. Ready?
as the wicked have their way.
A little bit of accompaniment in the right ear. Fantastic. Oh my God. How do you not love this? How do you not love this? Now, ready? It's going to really explode. Damnation.
Damnation, the dogs are on their way.
Now you have more guitar action in the right ear.
So you pray.
A little bit of a fuzz in the left.
You can't
That's
hide.
new.
You can't hide. Evil calls your name.
And then that organ again.
You can try.
It's so beautiful.
You can try. Evil calls your name.
Oh,
You can't hide. You can't hide. When evil calls your
it doesn't get better than that. Then it trails off. You know, Dark Country is the king, the absolute king of less is more. And it's funny because there are some instances where people say less is more, and it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, you know? Oh, I paid for four slices of pizza. Well, you have three. Less is, like there are some instances people use that expression and it doesn't make sense. I think I just gave it that. My example was bad, the whole pizza thing, but here it is very true. And because less actually is more, the less they have going on as far as instrumentation and as far as instrumentation and other things happening in the song, the less they have going on, the more we pay attention to the engineering, the more we pay attention to how the song is mixed and put together. And that is what we have here. That is what we have here, and that is what pretty much all good dark country songs are. The percussion is there, you know. A percussion, a dark country song with crazy John Bonham like drum play isn't dark country. Dark country, unfortunately, does not have crazy, crazy percussion. The best dark country songs have percussion that is just different. It's usually non kit percussion, it's a chain or a sound of a bottle hitting a wall, or it could be anything. It doesn't have to be an actual kit, but there are a lot of times that that kit percussion is used, but it's never complex. It never leaves the listener thinking about, because there's more to the song than the percussion. You're forced to listen to the lyrics more. You're forced to listen to some other subtleties that are happening with the instrumentation that are always pulled back. They're never in your face, And that is why I love dark country so much. Dark country is saying, let's just take the microscope and let's just really zoom in on this one track right here or this one instrument. Let's really pay attention to how on the third verse, now there's guitar arpeggiating in the right ear and there wasn't before, right? Things like that. That is what makes because dark country is purposely saying, slow down, listen to what I'm doing in the studio. Listen to how this song is constructed. Listen to how I recorded this song. And no one really does it better than Blue Saraceno. I don't know what he did in life because in the 90s, he was like this guitar god playing all this crazy guitar stuff. And then he got into dark country, completely changed everything about himself as far as a songwriter, and touched on a genre that already existed, by the way, and redefined it, but redefined it in a way that not everyone sees. The blues Saraceno version of dark country is literally, you might as well just call it blues Saraceno, because it is a redefinition of what dark country is. And what he did was just zoom in more. He made it darker. He made it so you focused on the instruments more. He just kind of, it's like the Hubble deep space. He just kind of focused on a black spot and then zoomed in and gave it time. And then all this stuff came to light. And he was like, okay, this is what I'm going to give people. And just like the Hubble, you know, deep space photograph, um, it's really a select few who have stopped and appreciated what he's done. It's not something that every musician out there talks about. I have no idea about anything other than his music. I don't know what he is. as a person, what he is as a father, as a husband, as a man in the community. I know nothing about him. I know what he's done musically. And to me, that's enough. I don't need to know. Sometimes you find out about a person and it's like, oh, okay. And it's either, you know, non consequential or you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Um, I just can tell you all I know about him is what he's done with music in later years, how he changed himself and then went into this. And that in and of itself is encouraging to someone like me. It's never too late to redefine yourself, and it's never too late to go down a road creatively uh, in your 40s or 50s or 60s, um, to try to explore different sounds, to try to explore different things. And that is what he's done. And I think he has struck dark country gold. Dark country to me is what it is because of Blue Saraceno. But, anyways, I can go on and on and on. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have anyone that you want to recommend, please feel free to do so. I know that these videos that I'm doing about dark country are not getting the same visualization that other videos get. And I'm okay with that. The monetization on my YouTube channel is very low. It's to use the word again, inconsequential. So for me to just keep doing these videos, and even though I might get only 50 views or 75 views, these videos that I did 4 years ago only got 10 views, 12 views. I moved into other bands and other genres because they gave more views. But wouldn't I just love to do something like this and to just make this my thing? Just find music that is kind of out there on the periphery that not a lot of people hear, that you only hear when you're binge watching Netflix, like Breaking Bad or some other TV show like Justified, right? Um, I really feel content if I can just introduce to one person a new dark country song or a new song, then I have accomplished what I had set out to do. Anyways, comments in the comment section. This is Artie Astor with B Sharp and C.